So I get asked from time to time about, I'm coming up to the Grand Canyon, I'm riding the train, I only have a few hours, what's a good easy hike I can do with my family? So here I am, I'm at the train station, I've come up on the train, train pulled in, it's about 12:15, and if you came up and rode the train as a passenger, you're gonna have about 3 hours. So if you come up from the train, and you come across the street, and you come up these stairs right here, up to there, and you get to the famous El Tovar Hotel, which was built in 1905. And so I'm going to show you what I like to do when I'm on the train and I'm on my lunch break. There's a hike that I like to take that's really easy. It's paved, it's handicap accessible, it's fairly flat as it goes up here in this type of terrain, no major grades. And I'm going to take you guys on that hike.
The canyon today was actually pretty busy, so when I got up to the rim there were a lot of people up there and it was difficult for me to shoot video with all the background noise, wind noise, and getting people in my shot. So doing a little bit of narration after the fact. When you get up to the rim trail actually goes in two directions. If you go to the left, it's going to take you down past the El Tovar, the Bright Angel Hotel, Lookout Studios, Kolb Studios, and then eventually the Bright Angel Trail heading out to the West Rim. But we're going to go to the right. We're going to go past the Hopi House, which was designed by famous architect Mary Coulter in the 1930s, and then over towards the Verkamp's Visitor Center.
All right, so here we are at the Grand Canyon. We're on the rim. I came up to the El Tovar, up to the top of the stairs, to the El Tovar, to the rim, and then made a right. This is Verkamp's Visitor Center. Right here on the rim. All right, and here is where we're gonna head. We're gonna start at the Verkamp's Visitor Center, and we're gonna take the rim trail. The rim trail, we're gonna start here at Verkamp's, and we're gonna come over here to Yavapai Geology Station, and then over here to the main visitor center, which is adjacent to Mather Point. Probably about 2.5 miles one way.
This part of the rim trail, from here to the Yavapai Geology Station, is also known as the Trail of Time. As you walk along the trail, markings, signage, and displays take you through the geologic history of the Grand Canyon. There are also rock samples placed here to demonstrate the various rock layers you would see if you were to descend to the Colorado River. At several locations, the trail splits. The easier handicap-accessible path will venture away from the rim, while the more scenic path follows closer to the edge. These detours are brief, and the trails intersect soon afterwards. I've hiked this trail dozens of times. Although today I've not seen any wildlife other than birds and squirrels, I have previously seen California condors, elk, deer, bighorn sheep, and even a bobcat stalking its prey. This point is the first chance to deviate from the rim trail. At this location, you can either continue along the rim or heads towards the Shrine of the Aegis in Market Plaza. During normal times, a shuttle stop at Shrine of the Aegis will allow you to easily circle back to the village or divert to another location. There's also a paved bike path that will take you right to the train station. Across the canyon is the North Rim Lodge. At about 10 miles away, it's difficult to see in the daylight without binoculars or a strong telephoto lens. But at night, sometimes you can see the lights of the lodge against the dark, starry sky. Also, the North Kaibab Trail comes down that long side canyon as it makes its way from the rim to the Phantom Ranch. Also along this route is Ribbon Falls and Roaring Springs, which provides drinking water to both the North Rim and South Rim. As you get closer to Yavapai Geology Station, you pass this overlook, which is probably the best vantage point along this section of the Rim Trail. I had a difficult time getting video without people in it, as this is a popular spot for selfies. It's also a good spot to look back towards the west, where you can see the Grand Canyon Village and also the Bright Angel Trail snaking its way down below the rim, and then also out to the west rim towards Pima Point. Okay, so now we've arrived at the Yavapai Geology Museum. Normally it's well worth a look inside, as there are several displays to talk about the rock formations in the canyon. There are also large glass windows, so you can spend time gazing while out of the weather. However, due to the COVID pandemic, they are limiting access to the museum and many of the displays are covered. Here we can see Indian Gardens and Plateau Point. Indian Gardens is a 4.5-mile hike down the Bright Angel Trail, and then Plateau Point is another 1.5 miles out past that. To get to the river, from Indian Gardens you would take a trail to the right which goes down another side canyon to drop down into the Inner River Gorge and take you to Phantom Ranch. This is Yaqui Point and the start of the Kaibab Trail. You can see it working its way down the ridge into the depths of the canyon. Eventually, it will get a Phantom Ranch all the way at the bottom. This is typically the path the mules take.
So here we are at Mather Point. It's about 1:15, took just a little less than an hour in order to walk here. And that was including stopping several times in order to do some filming. I do walk at a pretty brisk pace, so certainly not a leisurely pace. I'm not going to get any actual video of the Overlook itself because it's crowded with people and I don't want to get a lot of people in my shot. But there we are. Now, from Mather Point, going this way, away from the rim, is a trail that takes us to the Canyon View Information Plaza, which is basically a visitor center. It's a big parking lot. And in the real world, we would get on a shuttle bus here, a complimentary shuttle bus that loops around the park, and that would take us back to where we started. But due to COVID, that's not running right now. So we're going to have to walk back, but I'll take you over to the Information Plaza and show that to you as well. Now also, if you were to drive your way up to the park, there's big parking here. This is a good place to park and a good place to start your trip. And then you could do this trip in reverse. You could start here at Canyon View and then walk along the rim to the village where there's restaurants and shopping. What's it, the Verkamps Visitor Center, Kolb Studios, Lookout Studios, and a lot of few interesting things there as well. So in the normal time, that's where you would catch shuttle buses. There's one sitting there that goes east from here. Here at Canyon View, there's a bookstore back there. Over here is a visitor center. There is also a snack shop, coffee shop, bicycle rentals, bookstore, museum, small museum.
Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this trip along the Rim Trail and the Trail of Time. I've got about an hour to hoof it back to the train station to catch my train, so we'll see you guys later.